Welcome to Orange Juice Dialogues! I have a green shirt too!
Aloha! Welcome to Wisdom Dialogues with Hope Johnson. Lori says hello. Aloha. Aloha, Anastasia. Yay! It's so fun to have you.
Dialogues!
So as you can see, I'm back in our essential oil office today. This is where Wisdom Dialogue started.
My dad's taking a nap.
Yeah, his dad's taking a nap in the room where I'm usually doing it in the bedroom, which is also fun. Yay! Thank you for joining. I appreciate you. Yay. So if anyone would like to speak with me, please raise your hand. I would love to hear from you. Yeah. And if not, if you don't have any questions right now. For now, can I have Wisdom Dialogues right here? Thank you. He's playing an old Wisdom Dialogue. We were looking at him laughing about them.
AKA 2 videos ago.
2 videos ago. Yeah.
Not old. It's not old.
Oh. Aloha, Lori.
Hi, Hope. Hi, Ron. Okay, now, can you tell me, is such a thing as a narcissist?
Well,
or is that a label?
What you're talking about is fluctuating thought patterns, like, what is a person anyways, but fluctuating thought patterns. And what is your perception of a person except a reflection of thought patterns? So it's kind of like, why am I perceiving a narcissistic person? That would be, kind of like, oh, very interesting. Wow, that's interesting. What an interesting thing that I'm having this perception of a narcissistic person.
Beautiful. Yeah, I was saying that, apparently they try to manipulate to get love or whatever. I don't know. I'm not exactly. But
it's fun.
But the whole thing is that's the person. That's the person that thinks it needs love. That's not even true.
Yeah. So a narcissistic, when you see a narcissistic trait arise, or a let's say a fluctuation of thought, because I don't even know what trait means. It might mean something like it's inbred in you or something like that. But no, it's not like that. It's just passing. It's like a passing energy.
Right, in the moment.
Thought in the moment only. Yeah, that's why you don't need to hold on to any memories of how you think people are.
Right.
It's all reflecting, you could say your consciousness, which means what thoughts are true to you, like unconsciously. See? Maybe consciously, but unconsciously. What's that?
Because of the judgment of the other person being a narcissist.
Well, look, it's showing a part of the mind. It's showing an aspect.
Right. Okay.
But it's showing an aspect of the mind. So your experience of a narcissistic person could be anything. It could be really, really fun. The observation is observation. It's like, oh, wow, I really see a lot of it whenever I'm around this person. I see a lot of narcissism. And it's either like, oh, no, or it's like, oh, that's fun to play with. If you're playing with it as you're leaving, you know what I mean? It's just fun.
As you're leaving.
Yeah, because you can't help that.
True.
Yeah, consciousness is just leading wherever it's leading, so you can't really help that. You could find yourself in a situation, you're leaving a situation. At the same time, it's really, really fun. Because you're you, that's like who you are. When you're authentic, when you're being truthful, that's who you are. It's like, you remember how we talked about before, it's like in this dream, you're as consciousness relating with thought. This is no different.
Mm.
See, it's for fun.
That's
It's a fun, playful relationship. They're not serious. They're pretending.
right. They're just coming from. They have no control over how they're. Right. Right. You see the
Yeah.
innocence. Yeah.
Yeah, you see the innocence and you recognize that they're looking for love.
Right. And then
And
that's no personal. Nothing
and,
personal.
yeah, and you don't have to do anything. Love is just automatically shared through you because it's like a light,
Mm.
you know. But it's that unforgiveness that blocks the light.
Right.
That idea that they're somehow wrong for being narcissistic in your perception.
Right. Yeah.
It's fine if they're narcissistic in your perception, right? But when it's as if they're wrong for it, it's a problem.
That is a right, right.
If they're just a narcissist and that's cool, they're just being a narcissist, then it's cool because there's no judgment there. Observation is clear. It's just what is being observed. That's all. Not that it's true, not that it's bad, not that it's good. It's just what's being observed.
Right.
So,
Got it. Beautiful. Thank you.
hooray! I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Yay! I love you guys.
Love you too. Yes, Holly's here with me.
Thank you.
Aloha, Holly. Thank you too. Aw, yay. So speaking in the vein of judgment, okay. Say where it seems like someone is doing something that can harm you. Someone's doing something that could cause harm. Like for instance, I noticed this thing on Facebook where an area where a lot of people hang out that's really awesome. We call it the Lawn. It's in Seaview. And apparently, some people want to shut down the gathering that's going on there on Sunday, which is basically a bunch of people that look like hippies, if you're going to give them a description, look like a bunch of hippies, having fun, dancing, playing music, hanging out on the lawn. And and it's owned by an association, where they have all kinds of residents, and I guess it was voted to put some fish something onto the lawn so no one will want to go on it on Sunday
Hi.
by the association.
Underhanded. What the heck?
Okay, see what happens? Look what happens. That's why I told the story.
That's a judgment right away.
Laura, see how you demonstrate it so well. It's so good. I love it. I love it. See, and that's okay. See, that reaction is the reason for the story in the first place.
Okay. Okay.
It's for that feeling. It's for that feeling.
Automatic feeling that comes up that it's not, it's wrong, that it's wrong.
That it's
Yeah.
wrong.
Yeah.
And that, like it looks like some people are victims, maybe, whatever it is for people, and it comes up and it's, and what I see, like on Facebook, I see how these people who voted it are so judgmental and cowards and stuff like that. And, what I see that I guess isn't clear to people is that those projections don't go anywhere. They only stay in consciousness and remain as projections for you.
Oh.
They remain as projections for you. Nothing's going wrong.
Right.
Everyone made it together. If you know about it, you're the author.
Because I don't know any of these people or I don't have any clue, but all of that is for me to see the reaction
Yes.
in
That's
me
That's
that
it.
believes that there are victims and perpetrators and something's wrong.
See that
Wow.
knee-jerk, unconscious reaction that arises. Not that it's right or wrong, just so you can see it.
Right. And you know what, Hope? Sometimes, okay, well, I can see it when somebody else is judging others
Okay.
for it being wrong. But when I'm doing it, I don't see it yet. Because
Okay.
now with this story, I think this is going to help.
That does, because it's like a seed for consciousness, you know.
Yeah.
It's like it brings your focus. It's a really, you know, it's a focus. It's like, you know, that's what was coming up this week. It's like, well, you know, one way to say it is it's a focus. It's a focus of attention,
Hmm.
you know.
Well,
And go ahead.
there was a need to understand which I know is from the mind. I know that's immediately why is all from the mind. Mm,
So in
okay.
that instance, it's like soothe the baby, soothe the
Right.
baby.
Okay. It's okay.
Okay, baby Lori, it's okay, baby. You know, really, because there's like a, you could say a little Lori or an innocent, ignorant Lori who doesn't know the truth. It's like a
Right.
little miniature make believe image
Right.
that doesn't know, and it's naturally scared because it's an image. So
Right.
it's up to you to just soothe. You know, it's almost like you're the mom of that thing.
Okay.
It's like it's okay, it's all right. You know,
Okay.
just it's okay. And that's how those things are approached. You know, for me, if it brings up any upset or anything, you know, if a thought pattern comes across that's upset, it's just like, oh, it's okay.
And that's instantly calming, chilling
Mhm.
it out. Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah, and you know, just that calming voice, even your own voice. You know, it's like you have when you speak in that calming voice, it's toward you.
Right.
It's
Right.
always towards you, and it doesn't matter who it's speaking to, and it doesn't matter whether it's speaking out your mouth or it's just something that's
Okay.
passing. So something that's passing and it's mean in any way, you know, just recognize it for what it is, as a passing thought. It's not anything that needs you to do anything about it because it's not anything, because it's an illusion. See? So it's like in this dream we're playing with illusion, but we don't have to play with thought patterns that are painful. It's not necessary.
Mm.
See? And then, you know, thought patterns that are lovely, okay, that's fun. That would be something lovely to speak, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, and then the thought patterns of, you know, that feel upset, like, oh, he's a narcissist, you know. Maybe trying to convince someone that he is a narcissist because of the things that he does, you know.
Mm.
And it's different from, oh yeah, you know, pretty much whenever I see him, he behaves like a narcissist. That's just how it is.
Mhm.
That's how it's been, anyways. I don't know how it's gonna go. I'm open.
Mm. Right. Right. When you hold them in that,
Yeah. And
yeah.
I've seen so many transformations, you know. I've even, you know, had
By you, your
experiences of,
perspective.
what's that?
By you changing your perspective, by
Well, yeah,
seeing.
yeah, the perception changes because it's a total projection of mind.
Right. Right.
So it's like when mind changes, then projection changes. It's just like basic like that.
Mm.
So it's as soon as it's okay, then things can happen. But if it's not okay, it holds it into an energy.
Right. Right.
So
And,
so
and
then that. Go ahead.
an energy of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. That's right. It's like, oh, I don't want to be around narcissistic people, or I don't want to be a narcissistic person. You know, and look at it this way. Hang on, I'm a little bit distracted for a second. I don't know. Never mind. Okay. So
You said,
gone.
look at it this way. Narcissistic person. I knew you were going to lose it.
What did I say? What did I say?
Narcissistic person. You said, I don't want to be a narcissist. And this, and you said, look at
I
it.
know what it is. I know what it is. Okay, yeah. Look at it this way.
Awesome.
If you perceive a narcissistic person, well, let's just say every kind of perception available,
Yeah.
that is a potential for you. It's a
Definitely.
potential for you. See?
Yeah.
So it's not like it's out there. It is revealing a potential for you. You could potentially also be perceived as a narcissistic person. Isn't that for fun?
Yes. I got it.
That's why those dudes that go around and make sex evil and outlaw things and stuff like that, they're the ones that are always getting busted, like doing some crazy shit, like boning teenagers and stuff.
Yeah.
That's funny, huh? Okay, so now I see how to do it. Some other message came up. Okay, yay! Oh my goodness.
So I think that's it.
Well, sweet. Well, you can always come back.
Okay.
I'm going to be talking about money now.
Ooh, good.
Seems like it anyways. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, you always say we have all the money in the world.
Uh-huh. That's right.
I don't know.
Maybe you want to stay on. What's your question?
Okay.
What's the but?
No, but I just laughed because it's true. The whole money thing, the money in the world.
Yeah.
People were talking about it this week, and she sees it clearly. Everything is. But
Yeah. So it's for fun. All right. You want to be turned off now?
sure.
All right. Yay. Raise your hand whenever you like. Ah, yes. Money. Isn't that great? So it's not real. We've spoken about that before. Just like the world isn't. It's part of the world. It's not real. Okay? And whatever your conditioning is, through whatever conditioning you have, that's going to be what you find yourself buying, and how much you find yourself spending, and how much you find yourself making, and how much you find yourself saving. It's just going to go according to conditioning through consciousness. And conditioning changes all the time. That's why this instant can be so powerful. Let's say you, in this instant, can be so powerful because conditioning is changing as experience transpires. Okay? As the conditioning changes, the perception changes. So, when it comes to a subject like money, and any feeling of fear arises around how ends are going to be met, that's one of them. See, if there's fear around how the ends are going to be met, it makes it seem as if it's difficult. And here's the thing. There's really no ends to be met like that because it's all energy. It's an energy play. So the appearance of ends being met or not met is only for one purpose. Everything that happens, how much money you seem to have or not have, or things or whatever, is only for one purpose. And, it could be said it's called awakening the mind. It's called enlightenment. It's called eternal bliss. Okay? It's not for any other reason. Money is not for any other reason. It's not to get you what you want, although it may look like that's what's going on. And the more that it's seen that there's no need to worry over it, that there's no need to worry over it, the easier everything goes. Everything is coming and going. It's just coming and going. We never actually have anything. We don't have our house or our kids or our spouse or our cars or our savings or anything like that. Everything is in fluctuation. It's in a fluctuation mode. And that doesn't mean to say, oh, don't save your money or anything like that. All that stuff is happening through conditioning. It's just going to happen exactly as it needs to. And you know, if you need to save money, then you'll find yourself saving money. That's how you know you need to. You'll find yourself saving money, because whatever experience consciousness is leading toward with money or with anything, but whatever experience it's leading toward, that is for you, and it's very rich. Every experience is very rich. So wherever it's leading, it's more like it's a show happening on the screen of consciousness than it is as if you have to do something, because the doing is automatic. The doing it is automatic. Look, a lot of times people think when I say that you are not doing anything, that they can just sit there. Well, maybe if that's what consciousness will do. But, you know, you can go ahead and try that. For the most part, consciousness is going to be moving, always moving. Even sitting still is a movement. If you rest and see how the energy is fluctuating in the body, you can see that the whole body is only being projected. You can experience that the whole body is only being projected by an energy field, from an energy field. And in that experience, everything relaxes, and it's amazing how much is held. Just like tension, holding on. And it's largely unconscious. It's like holding on. This is when it seems like this isn't a projection of an energy body. And not just the physical body, that includes the whole world. It's a projection of this energy body. So to make anything in the body or the world or anything that can be perceived, anything wrong in it, it's immediately taken as if this energy body identity is wrong. It's immediately taken as that in the subconscious mind. And you have to bear the brunt of that consciousness. You know, everyone who suffers under the brunt of their own consciousness, just because they don't recognize that it's their beliefs that made it to that. Their beliefs that made it to that. You know, it's like the mind just, the consciousness using thoughts and just going, you've done it wrong, you could do it wrong, you could mess it up. See? And it's like a barrage. It's like a barrage of thoughts. For a lot of you, this may be unconscious. You may just recognize this as a sense of anxiety. Oh my God, why am I so jumpy? You know? A lot of this goes on unconsciously. Just a lot of, oh my God, what'll happen? Oh my God, oh, that, always reacting, reacting, reacting. And in watching it, you can see how these thought patterns are holding certain financial flows in place. You know, like people might experience, this one's pretty common. They find that they get a big chunk of money, like, oh yeah, now I'm going to have some savings. I've never had savings before, but now I'm going to have some savings. Take that chunk of money, put in the savings. Immediately or soon after, something happens and it's gone again, and it's back to the same square one, so to speak, like that. See, that's consciousness bringing about an experience for you, but in not recognizing that it's for you, it holds the same experience in place over and over again. And you know how to break the spell is just through being aware of what it is, because it comes up as an energy sensation. Oh, yay, I got the savings. Oh no, it's going away. You know, it comes up as an energy sensation. Don't accept the highs as true, and the lows won't seem like a big deal. It's like these attract each other. So oh my God, I'd be so much better off if I just had, or I'd be so much more worthy if I just had like $6,000 in savings. Be so much more, I'd feel so much better. Feel so much more worthy. See? So to put that sense of worthiness into an object like that kind of like makes us a slave to that, you know. It's like, oh, I need this, I have this now, oh, I'm so happy. Lose it, oh, even deeper into despair. See? What have I done? What have I done wrong? And, you know, one big key to this whole thing is gratitude. Like, oh, there's that up. Ah, oh, thank you. Thank you. And the down. Oh, thank you. Thank you. See, nothing's wrong. That's the thing. It's like it's a game that we're playing. Same thing goes with the illusion of death. Same thing goes with that. See, people aren't meant to hang around as bodies forever. In fact, the only purpose of hanging around as bodies is awakening the mind. Okay? It's like beyond the perception of this body is so much more beauty than you can imagine right now. So much more. You know, people get attached to this dream as if, well, what'll happen? You know, what'll I do? What'll I be? And stuff like that. And it's like, you will be so you. And that feels so good. That feels so good. And then unless everything in the subconscious mind that you would like to heal is healed. Let's say it like this. Let me put it like this, because it's like would like. So look at the mind is like it's in layers. Let's say this plane of physical, like Earth, it's at a really low vibrating layer. Let's say it like that. Okay, none of this is really true. I'm just illustrating for understanding. It's like a layer, low level layer where energies are dense. Okay, death of the physical body is like boom. A layer or a plane of consciousness, we could say it like that, a plane of consciousness where there's so much less limitation, but these layers keep on going higher and higher too, and vibrationally. And it's like as much bliss, as much joy as there can be in that layer, that's what's experienced. you know, it's much bliss and joy. It's like from this layer of mind, we can't have the imagination of what it's like. We can sense it though. We can sense it though, because there's a sense that comes over you that gives you like a taste of it. So you know it is there. There's not a doubt. There's not a doubt that it's there, here, however you want to say it, in the midst, whatever. It's like almost like the highest vibration of all the planes of consciousness are available to the lowest, highest to the lowest. It's available. So it's like if there's willingness to receive it, it's also being offered. And so the state of bliss that's allowed for the body is almost like it's being sent down from a high vibrational plane of consciousness that can't be imagined from this plane of consciousness. See? And it's available all the time in every moment. And for me, it's like it's a noticing wherever there's any kind of tension. And you know, I tend to find myself using the body as so much as an apparatus. Like it gives me signs and symbols of any kind of upset that's being held in the mind. Like it'll just do a little, even a minor clenching, and as that's noticed, as there's focus, it's the attention on that minor little clenching, it releases. To give an example, I just noticed the ball of my foot pushing a little harder on the floor than the rest of my foot. My attention goes there. It relaxes. Immediately, there's more relaxation. It's that simple. It really is that simple. And, you know, the ego tries to get attention on, like, things that are really serious. No, but you really got to do this. No, Hope. You got to get interested in this. So it's like, for the most part, people are going around unaware of the messages that are coming through the physical body. There's all kinds of messages. It's a pure reflection of the mind. And it's a reflection of your consciousness right now as far as what's being held onto. And those holdings in the body are reflection of holding onto thought patterns. So it's a willingness there that I could say the practice of the body awareness like that has sharpened my focus to the point where it's easy to see a pattern rising. Like Lori was saying earlier, she could tell when someone else is being judgmental, but not when she's being judgmental. So it's like the focus of attention ends up being directed to where it needs to be. You know, because as awareness, it's like, what are we conscious of? Because like consciousness takes awareness. What is it conscious of? What is consciousness conscious of? Is it conscious of beauty? Is it conscious of love? Is it conscious of loveliness? What's it conscious of? So that's the focus of attention. Like, look at this. When the focus of attention goes to the toe, consciousness is now focusing on the toe. See, that's the focus of attention. It's not focusing on whatever is saying whatever, talk, mostly unconscious, just because it's almost like you're asleep and the mind is running. Okay, so when it comes to focus, a thought rises that says, oh gosh, he's a narcissistic person. Look, you can hear the thought. You can even hear it. You can hear the tone of it. Remember that it's always for you. And just let it pass. It could just pass. Or if it doesn't just pass, let that be that. It's all working itself out. It's your attention through consciousness that's leading this. I'm taking this off now. And as much as you can absorb is how much you'll be led toward. Look at the inclination. Like if you have an inclination to wisdom dialogues, awesome, welcome, you know. But if you don't and you think you need to do something, then that's playing into the ego's hands again. See, because you don't need any self-improvement. You really don't need any self-improvement. And as long as it seems like you do need self-improvement, it's like, and you're believing in that, then it's sowing seeds for more of the idea that you're not good enough. More manifestations like that. Oh, that he or she hasn't done it good enough, well enough. I don't know. Let's put it this way. If they're not good enough, you're not good enough in your own eyes. That's how it goes. We were talking about forgiveness yesterday, and you know, it's like you cannot have forgiveness for yourself until it's been given to everyone. Because normally you can't give what you don't have, right? But with forgiveness, it's like this. It's only reflecting your unforgiveness. It's only reflecting your unforgiveness. And forgiveness is almost like not something you give anyways. It's something that's recognized as not being true. It's recognizing that what you thought happened never actually happened. It seems like it's giving it to someone, doesn't it? Oh, I guess that's the ego's way. That's the ego's way of forgiveness. I bestow upon you this forgiveness. You are now forgiven. Without my forgiveness, though, you wouldn't be forgiven. But it's like forgiveness is received by you right there in the moment. Not only does it set that person free of judgment, but it sets you free of your own judgment, of seeing yourself as what you're trying to project. Okay? When you see another person as wrong or guilty or anything like that, that's what you are trying to project away from yourself. It's not going to work because it's just solidifying your view, this view of yourself, a guilty view of yourself. And in that guilty view of yourself, it's going to bring about guilty circumstances. See? And in just knowing that, when the projection shoots out, apparently, it's like that for me. It is anyways. It's almost like a dart. It's almost like I just shot an arrow, right? It doesn't really go out. So when it shoots out like that, it's like, oh, and it's like, thank you. Because as that dart goes out and you see it, you're like, thank you. I'm so glad that's not true. You know, like when I got bit by the dog, I had the experience of getting bit by a dog, let's say, because there's no dog really, but had the experience of getting bit by a dog and noticing as I'm walking with blood dripping down my leg, a dart goes out for the owners. And it was so short because immediately it was like, oh no, because it's like, you get to the point where when something apparently happens that's a big deal, that would be taken traditionally as a big deal. Oh my God, I just got bit by a dog or whatever. It seems like these thoughts of projections are more justified, right? So for me, if something experienced like that, where a dog just bit my leg, immediately I'm going to get very alert with focus to see what thoughts are going to project. What will project? I'm curious. See? I'm just curious to see what will project. I don't have to take any of it as true. I don't need to hurt myself with it. I already got a leg to attend to. See, so then everything just stays equanimous. It's equanimous. You guys know what equanimous means? It's like whatever happens, it's equal. It's all equal. You know, and it is all equal. It's all equal for me. You know, it is all equal, and it can be all equal for you if that's what you choose. You know, the only reason it's not equanimous, as in some things that happen that seem to totally throw you off balance, is because you're more committed to the thought patterns that come with that experience than to knowing the truth in that moment. That's all. So a dog bite might be one of those things that people go, oh no, now I'm definitely justified. Hang on one moment. Hey, Braun. One moment, please. Hold, please. Aloha. Do you need me? Okay. Yeah, that's good. Oh. Ah. Rokey's out. Well, that was fun. Oh, what a great. Okay, yeah. So what happened? So apparently the mailman just came and was saying hello, hello, and I thought he needed someone, and there was no one to go. So I got up and I went over there, and Braun had just put the dog in the house because he runs away. He runs out the gate. So Braun had just put him in the house. Well, when I opened the door to talk to the mailman, the dog snuck through my legs and he just pushed through and he ran out the gate. So yeah, that's what happened. Now Braun's going, Mom. So that was fun. So I was just talking about, you know, like, so that's kind of like an intense situation. You probably heard me. I'm like, oh no, no, no. And, you know, all that kind of stuff, it's just like passing. It's just consciousness arising and passing. You know, all of it is okay, however it goes. You know, whatever it has to be. Who knows? Maybe something happens where I'm like, holy shit, we got to get off Wisdom Dialogues. Bye, you guys. You know, it's all just part of the play. And everyone's getting exactly what is necessary, including all my friends on Wisdom Dialogues, when the dog runs through my legs. So, hooray. That was so fun. And you know what's the funnest part of it? The mailman didn't even need me. He just wanted to say hello. Yay. So one of my friends was saying, so basically, are you saying you're just grateful for everything? And I'm like, yeah, basically, before it happens, though. It doesn't even have to happen. Are you irritated with me right now?
Yeah.
Because the dog went out?
Yeah.
Well,
Yes.
is there anything I can do to help you?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll go out in the car in a little bit. Wisdom Dialogues is over in like 15 minutes. Otherwise, you can go out there and check if you want to grab him. Either way, he's cool. He's a big, friendly lab. I love you. Yay. Bring a treat.
What?
Bring him a treat. He loves a treat.
Where's the
There's lots of treats right there on his cage. Yay. Yeah. We love treats. Trick or treat. So yeah. All of the things that arise in our consciousness, including, something that happens like, oh my goodness, that. It's just passing. There's no need to analyze it, try to do anything about it. Everything happens exactly as it needs to. Every experience is exactly as it needs to go. We don't need to explain it. We don't need to justify it. You see? It's just kind of like, and then it puts us in a, I guess you could say, a place where you can receive the intelligence of consciousness and just know what to do. Consciousness just knows what to do. And then if there's resisting, there's resisting the most joyful thing, then it just gets moved into something else. The experience just changes into something else. It might change into conflict. It might change into some kind of conflict. Turn yourself into a victim, maybe, or like, hey, you shouldn't have whatever, and then that wouldn't happen. Aloha, Lori.
Hi there. What you just said just triggered something for me.
Great.
My girlfriend, Nicole. Anyway, the one that I walk with all the time.
Yeah.
And her son was giving her a really hard time. He got caught with some hardcore drugs.
Okay.
And she caught it and she turned it in, and now he's been sent to this place. Now she's so used to being in that volatile, not knowing when he's going to come home, where he is, what he's up to, if the cops are, all that high anxiety, nervous stomach. Now there's absolutely nothing going on. And he goes, this is the strangest. She says, it just feels so strange. And I just said to her, and she's so used to it being so high strung, so, so wound up all the time. And now there's nothing to be wound up about. Zero, literally zero to be wound up about. Even her job, she got hurt, so she's not even been working. So she's got zero stress. Her mind is like, what the?
Is asking for some. It'll make some probably, unless she doesn't need any.
That's exactly what I said to her. It'll be interesting to see if it conjures up something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or not. Or maybe it's not necessary anymore. See?
That would be so good for her. Oh, there we go. Yeah. There goes.
It's like as soon as she decides it's not necessary anymore, it's not necessary anymore.
Right.
As soon as any of us decide it's not necessary anymore, because it's only this instant that it's arising. So as soon as it's noticed that it's not necessary anymore, then it doesn't have a leg to stand on, so to speak. It doesn't have anything in you attracting it.
That's beautiful. This whole talk has been so good.
Yay, thank
Yeah.
you for doing that.
All of it. Jeez.
Yeah, it's fun. Thank you. It's amazing. I really appreciate
Me too.
it. It's such a blessing.
Oh, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But I don't have any more questions.
Wonderful. I love you.
I love you too.
So just the recognition that everything is in order. Everything is in order. It allows everything to go very easily. It allows it to go with ease, whatever it is. See? It's like there's no need for ongoing carrying on to circumstances. Maybe there'll be a burst of something like, oh my God, or whatever. But then it's not there to keep on nagging, complaining. I wish it would have gone this way, rehashing the situation a million times. See? And that's equanimity. Something really big and powerful can arise, or it could just be really mellow. You know, it could be all peaceful and everything, and then all of a sudden something can get a ravenous animal kind of anger out of me, like that dog did when it bit. All of a sudden, you know, I'm on a silent day walking, feeling so peaceful and glorious, and then all of a sudden, I don't even know how I did it. Some kind of energy is like that, and then it's like, okay, walking back to silent day, peaceful walk. Still a peaceful walk, a little more painful than it was. No problem. See, the only problem is that people tend to hold on to the experience, try to hold on to the experience, a traumatic experience. You know, say, you know, I had one friend share with me that the people that came to take her dead husband's body. That doesn't even sound right. Dead husband's body. I don't know. Anyways, you guys know what I mean. Take the body, and the way they handled the body, she felt that it gave her PTSD. See? So that's an example of holding an experience just to get suffering out of it. Maybe get a little money too, because you know you can pursue a lawsuit, but the money is meaningless. The money is meaningless. It's just to get the suffering, because to the ego that's meaningful, that you suffer. Okay, to the ego that's meaningful. But it's mostly to get the suffering out of it, because if I believe I have PTSD, then every time that scene crosses my mind, I have to suffer. The ego loves that. Yeah. And I'm so sure I got PTSD, I'm going to prove it to a jury and get some money out of it. See that? And then what the ego will say is, those people shouldn't have been like that. They need to be held accountable. Okay, fine. That's fine. At the same time, do you have to be a victim? Do you have to play a victim to yourself? To yourself. No one's playing a victim to me. I just see that and go, you're joking. Even if I don't say that, that's the energy. I'm taking it as if you're talking to a joke. You're telling me a story. You're telling me a joke. There's no way that's possibly true. That would limit the shit out of you. I would limit the heck out of you if you didn't have a choice in that. If you didn't have a choice. I can't see that. Oh my God, they have no choice because of what happened before. Now they have to suffer and continue to suffer. Unless maybe someone gives them some money, then maybe they'll feel better. I don't know. You know, I just don't, I don't want to diminish you in that way. I don't want to diminish anyone in that way. So I'm not going to paint that picture. Or at least if I observe myself painting that picture, I'll probably stop. I don't know for sure, but it's not likely I'll go forward just because it hurts and I know it. And, you know, for most people, it hurts, but they don't know it and they don't know the cause. And since they don't know the cause, then they just keep on going on and on like that. It's like once you actually know the cause, once you're aware of the cause, you can't go that route. It's almost like flogging yourself. You don't need to flog yourself. You don't need a flogging. You haven't done anything. See? I don't even know what flogging is, but I imagine it's painful. I saw it on a night movie one time. They were just talking about it. I don't know if anyone ever got one. It's a fun word, flogging. Don't flog yourself. So every thought that feels uncomfortable is feeling uncomfortable because it's diminishing your self-worth. It's diminishing your worthiness, let's say, not self-worth. Makes it seem like you can own that. But, you know, your worthiness that's inherent, that's not non-destructible. Every thought that feels uncomfortable, it's like a symbol. I'm sad. Why are you sad? Well, I'm sad because she ran the generator when she shouldn't have. No, there's no generator. The sad is actually a projection. The sad is a projection. It's a projection onto you. And it's symbolic that right now you're believing something that's not true about who you are. It's a symbol, sad. You're not sad because of a circumstance. You're not sad because of a fear that something's going to go wrong. Someone's doing something. Maybe they're eating the wrong food. They're eating the wrong food, and because they're eating the wrong food, they're going to have to suffer when they get older. That's what I heard this week. See how the sadness justifies that projection? The sadness, I feel sad, so therefore, it's true that if you eat like that, you're going to suffer. It's like, I feel sad, so that projection is justified. And it's really just the whole projection is just to get the feeling, just to bring it up, to bring up the feeling of sadness. Whatever it seems that might have happened didn't really happen. It was just to bring up a feeling, like in a dream, just like in a dream, to bring a feeling up. The thing that seemed to make you sad is a symbol. Okay? It's a symbol of a belief you're holding about who you are. It's a belief in vulnerability, as if the world is more powerful than you are. A lot of people got that one, right? The world is more powerful than you are. I see that going on a lot. Aloha, Kaunohi.
Hi there. Hey, we got a bunch of women over here.
Yeah, women. Go women.
We just finished our practice,
Okay.
our newly formed group. So we're going to be playing an inner dance.
Yeah, girl. That sounds great.
I know. And I've been, wanting to see you for some time. So I'm glad we could make it today.
Yay, me too. Thank you so much for showing up.
Yes, yes. So we have Malia. You know Malia Dimension. She's one of our drummer women.
Oh, how lovely. Aloha.
Aloha.
So is anyone coming with any questions or some topic they'd like to touch on today?
No, we just want to hear your wisdom. But if we
Yay, okay. Well, all right, great. We're an hour in. We'll say about probably another half hour. Thank you for joining. And
Thank
feel
you.
free to raise your hand again if anything comes up.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Aloha.
Aloha.
Yay. Mahalo. I appreciate you. Huh. Hmm. So the stillness is where all wisdom comes from. Okay? All movement also comes from stillness. So it's not necessary to make up movements. Consciousness is always moving, always changing. What do I mean by make up movements? As in, I should be doing this, or I should do this later, or I should have done this. You know, it's really a good clue that you're trying to manipulate consciousness with the word should. It's a every single time. It's so funny. You know, every single time I hear the word should coming out, it's in a way that limits consciousness. As if I know better than consciousness. Okay? One thought that thinks that points to this is I want something. See, since consciousness is supplying all experiences and is all intelligent, given that by the mind, that's all loving. Okay? Consciousness is serving love, which is you. So why interfere with that? See? The ego would say, oh no, I don't know how it's going to go, but I know I need it to go this way. I know I need this particular person to return my love. I know I need this amount of money to get by. I know I need to keep this job. Anything like that. It's to limit consciousness. All that's asked as consciousness in this dream is to be like an open vessel for consciousness to play through. See? And then it just happens for fun. We can be surprised because we don't know. Oh, there's a thought that I want thought. You know, in my experience, here's I want. I want da 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 da. Oh, good to know. And it passes. See? I want do 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 do. Oh, okay, awesome. It doesn't have to make a burden. What's a burden? A burden is I'm not worthy of that. I want, but I'm not worthy of that. I want, now I have to find out how to get that. See? I want is a play of consciousness. That means consciousness is already moving in that direction. That's why it's like, oh, good to know. That's it. It's that simple. It really is just this moment unfolding. Aloha, Lori.
That one cracked me up. Good to know.
It's not like shut up, go away, or anything like that. It's just like, oh, good to know. Because that consciousness is leading somewhere with that.
Mm.
See?
So as long as the I'm not worthy piece doesn't come up or isn't as strong, it'll happen.
Well, whatever is most joyful will happen. See, in the moment, consciousness might put forth the thought, I want such and such. That doesn't actually mean that's where it's going to end up because it's always in the moment, right?
Right.
And it's like in consciousness is always leading toward what will bring the most joy. And how does consciousness know what will bring the most joy for your particular energy body is through experience.
Wow.
Consciousness has all experiences of all time. So, so it's like the I want. It's kind of like it's a movement. Something's moving, you know.
Mm.
And but it's just passing. And if it's joyful enough, and if it's joyful enough, if it serves you, then it will be made manifest.
Mm.
You know, but for a lot of people, what I notice is they won't allow the joy for themselves. They won't allow themselves to receive that much joy because there's this idea of either I'm not worthy or, oh, that's going to take a lot of work.
Oh, right.
See?
Mm.
Say it's like this. I'll share a vision with you that comes to me. That there's a vision of a a huge estate where there's one place for me and my family, and the rest of it is all peeps that come to stay with us and be with us and experience freedom. So that's
Ooh.
but it's
I
like,
want.
you want to come? Okay. Because a lot of the times, just being in the environment, in the whole environment,
Yeah.
it's so immersive for people that it's like, wow, I go back to my home and things are different, and that feels good and it's awesome. And see, here's the thing. For me, it's like that does not have to come to pass.
Right. There's no attachment to
It
it.
lives. It lives.
Yeah.
Because I say, yeah, okay, that's awesome.
Mm. Roger Castillo does that. You get to go for 3 weeks with him.
Who's that?
Roger Castillo. He's
Oh,
another,
okay.
and you get to go for 3 weeks in Australia with him, and at his place, he has this big place, and you live with him, and you do all the everything.
Yeah,
You're just immersed in it.
yeah,
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. And it's not. And the other thing is, it's not as if for me. I see people with, and when I say people, I'm talking about myself. But through this very experience, through this very experience, I don't have to suffer over my visions like I can
Right.
witness there's people suffering over the vision, like the vision arises and it's something that needs to be suffered over. For
Painful.
me, it's really not necessary for it to come to pass.
Right. Doesn't
Not
happen.
necessary. And it's like if a step comes up, like for instance, something came up on Facebook where it said, oh, if you're a nonprofit, you can turn your page into this thing. And I go, oh, well, maybe nonprofit is awesome. So I talked to a guy about nonprofit. We have a lovely conversation. I go, well, from everything you told me, it's not time for that. He's like, okay, I get it. He's like, I totally feel you on that. When it's time. And I'm like, oh yeah, totally. And just like gathering the information, hearing the information and stuff. But it's not like there's anything to do about it. It's like, oh, okay. It's even like this, you guys. It's like consciousness leads to, oh, check out this. It's nonprofit, just so we can have an interaction. No time wasted, nothing like that. It's a beautiful experience. And that's how the whole thing, that's how like the grace of God is. It's just a beautiful experience, whatever it happens to be. Anything that I am led to and find myself doing, dialing a phone number, talking to tech support, anything, in business, playing with my kid, taking a shower, doing a beauty treatment, whatever, it's just whatever it is, it's the same purpose. And that's what equanimity is. It's just the same purpose. It's serving the same purpose for me. It's all right now is where the power is for awakening my mind, not other people's minds. There are no other people. The idea that there are other people to awaken makes a sense of separation. And it's as if, and it's like, really, it's like there's no need for me to even continue with wisdom dialogues. Like as soon as there's that motivation, as soon as there's a motivation to turn into another direction, that happens. with appreciation for all that that transpired. I mean, who knows? Who knows what the future holds? No one knows. But what we do know is as much joy and peace and thanksgiving that is experienced now is manifesting the future. So it doesn't fucking matter what it is. Okay? Maybe that, who knows, that for me, that whole vision of an estate and all that stuff, that could be a vision for someone else. Who knows? You know, it's whatever's joyful, that's where it's leading. And that's it. It's just that it's like where there's resistance, then it's almost like digging down into denser energies for a denser experience. No, I don't like this plane of experience. I'm going to resist and go deeper down into a lower energy vibration where I experience a bunch of conflict and stuff.
Like this,
More
yeah.
conflict, more. You see, that's the thing. No matter what level of conflict you think you're in right now, resisting it will only lead to more.
Right.
And likewise, no matter what level of joy you seem to be experiencing now, there's always more. There's always more. You know, the death of the physical body is one transition into that. It's one transition into a higher, lighter vibration with no body. There's so much bliss. There's so much bliss just because there's not the body form is like a fortress that like blocks out the healing energy. The body form. See? It's like a projection of, no, you can't get through the skin. Nothing's coming through the skin. And in that projection, it's like the light of consciousness can't even penetrate, because the perception is that this is separate, and there's beliefs that just keep this as a separate individual in the perception. But the perception even shifts to seeing that it's all one image. There's no separation, even though you can see that things are, some things seem to be closer and some things seem to be further away. They're certainly not flat at all, but they're one image. They're just one image fluctuating. And then there's all this space in between all of the images. And it's like an intelligent space that's just ready to manifest into more and different forms, and that's what it's doing all the time. The space is just becoming form, and the space is becoming form, and the space is becoming form. All through our consciousness, though, all in the perception. Nothing is actually happening.
Gosh. And that's not going to be understood with this mind.
Well, it's just an experience that occurs through the opening. See, opening happens every time some kind of habit arises and it's recognized as such. That makes an opening, and it's an opening for grace. See? It's like where that energy of consciousness was running around in a circle and stuff like that, it's like there's space there now. And in the space, it's automatically filled with whatever you can handle. You know, the way grace works is whatever you can handle at that moment, you know, without like just losing the marbles. Or maybe, you know, it's part of it is an appearance of losing the marbles. Whatever it needs to be, that's what it is.
Oh, that space. Is that what's, because this is why I raised my hand, was I was going to ask you about stillness. What is that space, the stillness?
Yeah, you could say that it's like, but you know, it's not that space that you could see outside. Like when you look with your eyes, that space that you're seeing, that's also a reflection of what's within. You know, it's like unmanifest. unmanifest thoughts. See, but the stillness is just that quiet space, that silent space, that in which all the thoughts arise. That silent space in which all of the thoughts arise. In that space, all of the thoughts can get worked out really conveniently and succinctly. and what's the other one? Efficiently. See?
And effortlessly.
Yes. Yes, it always works out. It always works out and always works out for the best. That's the thing. And we know that it always works out for the best because it's always going toward more joy. It's always going toward that. It's always leading toward, okay, what do you want? It's like consciousness is like serving up exactly what you want. If you want to give attention to, say, drivers on the road that are bad drivers and cut you off, then you're going to see more of those. And it's going to seem like a lot of people are bad drivers. And see, this is an example of how the ego is built up. Because if there's no bad drivers to compare yourself to, then you can't be a good driver. And that's just one way the ego builds up, by judgment. It builds itself out of judgment.
Right.
Oh, I'm a good driver.
Better than them. Right.
And they're not. They need help or whatever, And I was training my son driving. Recently training my son driving, and someone pulled out right in front of us, and he goes, "Oh my God!" And I go, "Yeah, just watch that, because the more you do that and get mad about that, the more you're going to see of it. Kind of like treat it like a video game, like you're driving and then a car comes out and it's like you got to dodge that car, but no harm."
Nope.
No need to project it. It's just like oh, there's an obstacle.
It's not personal. Everybody acts personal, yeah.
Are you gonna help get real?
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, everyone, it is time for me to sign off. I just remembered that our dog ran out earlier, and it's time for me to go get him.
Okay.
So hooray! We had such a fun time. This is 3 p.m. now. I don't know if you knew that, Kaunohi, but this is 3 p.m. Usually 3 to 4:30, something like that, every Tuesday, and that's Hawaii time. So East Coast, what time is it, Lori? What time does it start?
Starts at 9 p.m.
Starts at 9 p.m. East Coast. And if you're on the mainland and you have time changes, it's always at the same time for you. Okay? Feel free to check in wisdomdialogues.org. You can check the videos there. You can also come to Facebook /groups/wisdom dialogue.
Good luck.
Much. Oh, I love you. Oh, he'll just jump right in the car when I drive over there. He always does.
Okay.
Oh, Kaunohi has something. Okay, we're not still on. Hold on. Kaunohi.
Thank you for your wisdom.
Oh, thank you. Oh, our dog just came back.
Awesome. Yeah, we got to go off too because our dog's going to start barking. All right.
I love you. Aloha.
Aloha, hope, blessing.
Blessing. Yay. All right. So until next time, everyone, I love you. Talk to you soon. Ahui ho.